What's going on, YouTube? So today I am super excited because today I'm buying another property. But not only am I buying another property, that's part of the reason why I'm excited. The main reason I'm excited is because I get to see this house for the very first time today. Yes, I'm buying a property that I have not yet seen. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll explain later. You know what? I'll explain a little bit of that now. So yes, I'm buying a property out of state that I have not yet seen, but the deal was amazing. Couldn't pass on it. So I decided that I'll take a risk. All right, we need to rewind. I need to give you some context as to far as what's going on. So I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning. I caught a flight at 6. I flew to North Carolina because that's where I'm doing the transaction to buy this house. Most of you know I live in New York. I do not live in North Carolina. Now that we got that out the way, so I've been, tell my mom, you gotta tell Ma Dukes what's going on. I've been telling her that I'm about to buy a house that I have not seen before. And her response is, yeah, you should go look at it. Because I was actually thinking about not gonna look at it because, it's almost out the way after I go to the closing. It's like 35, 40 minutes out the way. But how often I'm gonna be here to look at the house, so I might as well. And that's why mom would say, yeah, you need to go look at this house because you're basically buying what's in a box. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. So I might censor that. Now, the closing, where the closing should be taking place, is an hour and a half away from where I am now, but I should be there in an hour. So yes, I'm already late. Need to put this camera down and start going. Now, the downside to that is because I'm already late and I should be there within the next hour, I won't be able to see the property, right? So as I mentioned before, I have not seen this property yet. I'll go see it after I close and get the keys. Well, I'll see outside of it, and there's a reason why. So, but do not do this at home. Do your due diligence. I've been doing my numbers for a long time on this property. I know the property pretty much inside and out. Even though I did not see it, I'm not that concerned, and we'll see it together. So yeah, I like that. Because I'm kind of pressed for time, I'm probably not going to see the house before I close, which I do not recommend. I'm gonna go to closing, which is about an hour and a half away, and then I'm gonna head to the house just to see it because I haven't seen the house before and I wanna know what I'm buying. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I'm really super excited because I actually get to see the house for the first time today. I'm gonna go there straight after closing, so about 30 minutes after I close. And just to give some context as to how this all makes sense, in a previous video I talked about an appraisal that I did and how it came back a little lower than I expected. This is that house I was talking about. So you're gonna actually see this property for the first time along with me. I have not seen it yet. I'm super excited to go see it. Very curious to see, the area and everything going on around it. As I mentioned before, I'm already late. It's an hour and a half away, and I should be in an hour. I should probably get going. Fortunately, one of my friends was able to loan me one of his vehicles, and we'll take this road trip together. Let's go. Okay, so right now we are on our way to go see the property. I just wrapped up closing. Closing only took me about 30 minutes. It was super smooth. The seller was super easy to work with. The attorney was super easy to work with. I would definitely do it again. But I was, contemplating whether or not I actually wanted to go out and see this property because it's about 30 to 40 minutes outside of where I want to go, where I need to go. But I figured, how often am I in North Carolina, in South Carolina? So I might as well take the opportunity to go see the property, right? Instead of me just being lazy. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm driving there. You're gonna see the property for the first time along with me, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm tired, so you might not see it, but I'm super excited. This deal has been in the works for, let's say, a couple, I don't know, it's been maybe like 4 or 5 months, maybe even 6 months. I'm not sure. It's been in the works for a long time. Ooh. Yeah, it's been in the works for a long time. And it's well overdue. I really kept pressing on this deal because it was way too good to pass up, right? I did not want to pass up on this opportunity where I knew this was a deal. And the great thing about this deal is, like, everybody won, right? So I don't really like to do those negotiations where one person wins and one person loses. I think that's trash. But I won, the seller won, and the tenant won. So yes, if I didn't mention it before, there is currently a tenant in the property, which is part of the reason why I haven't seen it yet. I am not coming back to North Carolina just to manage this property. It doesn't make sense for me. So I have a property manager. I'm gonna put him in contact with that person. But I say all that to say, although I bought this property sight unseen I did do some due diligence, right? I had an idea about the tenant, I had an idea about the seller, and I was pretty well versed on the house, even though I didn't see it in person. And I didn't need to, right? So, you know, sometimes we have this like analysis paralysis. We may have all the information we really need
to take the I-77 North exit, then merge onto I-77 North.
I-77. So we may have all the information we really need, but because we have this analysis paralysis, we won't move on it, even though we know it's a good decision, simply out of fear. So when it comes to investing in real estate, for me at least, I remove all emotion out of it. Like, it has nothing to do with emotion for me. It's just solely based on the numbers. Do the numbers make sense? So the numbers made sense for me, and the property was physically there. Like, I knew the property existed. That's all I cared about. And the numbers made sense. The tenant was happy, right? Told me that the property was in decent condition. I knew the roof was new. I had all the information I needed to act. So there was no way I would not buy the property simply because I just did not see it physically, like me, myself. Now, I mean, at least that's not how I operate when it comes to investing in real estate. Now, do I recommend this if you are just starting out? Absolutely not. You need to do your due diligence, do your inspection. You can't just trust everyone that the property is the way it is. But for me, who's been in the game, not even a while, I've had a lot of experience in a short amount of time. I was comfortable making this purchase without seeing the property. So, you know, yeah, I'm satisfied. There's still a little bit of things that I think needs to be done on the property that I wasn't really planning on doing, but nothing expensive, nothing that's going to drain the budget. So we'll talk about that in the future. So the property is about 20 minutes out, so I'll see you there. All right, so I'm on the block now. We're pulling up. The house should be on the right side. Very quiet area, by the way. Like, you'll know if somebody doesn't belong here. I think this is it. Is that it? I think that's it. Nice. All right, so we're gonna go check out this house from the outside at least. So there's a tenant occupying this space, which I bought it like that. I agree. That was one of the, not conditions, but just something I agree with the seller, that I wouldn't displace the tenant, which I didn't want to do. And if the tenant is paying on time and they're paying, is that a hawk? All right. So if the tenant's paying on time and they're paying a monthly rate that is, you know, at market or pretty damn near close to it, why change it, right? Just pretty much just change ownership and they just pay, you know, instead of them paying the old person, they just not pay me. The tenant actually has no idea who I am. So I'm just not gonna knock on the door and just be like, hey, I own the house now. Like, nice to meet you. Let me look around. We're not gonna do that. I did see, so although this is actually my first time being here, first time seeing this house in person, I did see pictures online of what this house looks like. It is in pretty good condition. I'm not worried about that at all. The roof is actually new. I mean, like brand new, like less than 3 months old new. The HVAC system is less than 5 years old. The windows are new as well. So the house is in pretty good condition. I'm not worried about that at all. The tenant is paying on time, has been paying on time. This tenant has been there for the last 10 years. So they're pretty comfortable and they're not going anywhere. And this is what I like. All right, so I'm gonna take you outside with me because it wouldn't be fair if I just saw the house for the first time and I didn't show you as well, right? You came here to see the house. You wanna see what I bought sight unseen. So I'm gonna show it to you. Yeah, so let's go and let's check it out. Turn this car off. Let's check this house out. Do you hear that? Like, just put this camera here. So I'm not gonna get into all of the how much I paid for the house, how much the closing costs, how did I meet the seller, how did I find it, why did I pick Columbia, because that'll be a video in itself. But if you do want to see that, just leave a comment below and, you know, I'll make a video about it. For now, just want to give you some ideas as far as like why I did it. Why did I buy a house where it is sight unseen, and it's strictly off of numbers, no emotion whatsoever. The fact is that the house is, or the house was a good deal at the price that I bought it for. The tenant in there is currently paying rent, has been paying rent on time, market rent at that. The house is in great condition, new roof, new HVAC, new windows. You know, it's been well taken care of over the course since the previous owner had it. So it just made sense to buy. I have about, for the price I got it for, I have about $50,000 in equity. Around 50,000? Yeah, roughly around there. The seller just really wanted it off their hands. So, you know, everyone won. They got to get rid of a property, got it off their name, and I got a property that I wanted. And I've been looking in this area, so I haven't seen this house in person before, but 2 years ago, I came and visited this area because I had plans of investing in this area. So, let me just show you the house. So this is the house. So it's a single family home out here in South Carolina. It's a lot of trees, like super secluded. It is originally a 3-bed, 1-bath, long driveway, like super long driveway. Let's go around the driveway. Super long driveway, and even in the back there's like just concrete. No, those are like concrete or asphalt. I don't know, one of those things. And plenty of parking space, full basement. The house is in great condition. It just needs, like, you know, all that stuff to be cleaned up off the roof, but the house looks really good. Really, really, really good. I'm gonna just do a quick tour of the property. I just finished talking with the tenant. So just looking over a few things, you know, just to make sure, because they just did the roof over, so I want to make sure that the work is actually decent. I can already see that the gutters need to be cleaned, and maybe change some of the siding. Nothing crazy, like, I'm sorry, not the siding, the window panes. But otherwise, property looks pretty decent. Heading down towards the driveway now. Going towards the backyard. So, this is the backyard. Can you see? He has 2 vehicles here. That's the basement. And this fence behind me is actually not where the property line ends. So it's not developed, all that greenery back there and those trees in the woods, but the survey shows that I do own a lot of the property back there. There's a few things I still have to do. I have to tighten up some paperwork with this property, you know, just make it seamless, like the transition, so that payments, leases, security deposits, I don't want to worry about none of that stuff. I'm in New York, I don't want to deal with any of that, so my property management is going to deal with that. And that's it. Just toured the property, the outside of it. I've seen inside now, pretty good. Had a long conversation with the tenant. So while I was outside taking pictures, the tenant saw me, came outside, really nice guy, was wondering what's going on. He figured, because he knew the house was for sale, he knew it was selling, and he figured, hey, this must be the guy that bought it. We had a conversation, we introduced ourselves, and seems like a good guy. So told him everything's gonna stay the same. Nothing's changing. His rent is not changing. The only thing that's going to change is who manages the property. And it won't be me. Otherwise, we're good. So I'm actually glad that I came here, took the time to stop by and just see the property, because fortunately the tenant was here and I got the opportunity to introduce myself and to meet the tenant, meet who is going to be staying inside the property. That's important, right? So, and I get to see it and know, like, all right, there's slight things I want to tweak, right? Things I want to change that I can make better. So, yeah. Long term, I'm pretty happy. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate you joining me on this real estate journey. I know I usually, well, not usually, but the last couple of videos have been more real estate agent focused. And, you know I have a lot of people follow me, not a lot, but a few people follow me who are interested in investing themselves. So I still want to share some of that, like, portion of my journey, like not just the real estate agent stuff, the part where I'm actually purchasing property, actually managing property, my day-to-day of that's what my day-to-day is like when it comes to owning and managing property. So I want to share that with you, and just give you the ins and outs of some, who knows, maybe this works out, maybe it doesn't, but I'm going to take a chance on it. So I still want to share some of the real estate investing videos along with the real estate agent videos as well. You know, get the best of both worlds. And I do feel that, you know, you can't go wrong with an agent that actually invests in real estate themselves, because I believe in the product that I am selling. So why wouldn't I buy it, right? With that being said, once again, thanks for watching. I'm going to end the video here. I am starving, been up since 3 a.m. All I've had was some cashews, some iced tea, and a banana. Time to get some food. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.